You're a hell of a hard worker, have been your whole career. For those who want to be in the seat that you're in tonight, can you give them the truth about how much work and how long it takes to become the success that you are today? Because on Instagram, it looks like, hey, if I start a business, in a year I'll be famous, I'll be popular, I'll be rich. But we know that's not the case.
That's not the case. I tape First Take on Mondays and Tuesdays. I tape Nightcap Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night, Saturday night. That's 6. I tape anywhere between 2 and 3 shows of Club Shay Shay a week. So that's 8 to 9 shows, sometimes 10 shows in a week. But I also have meetings with LePortier. I also have meetings that we're meeting with companies about doing scripted and unscripted game shows, sitcoms, things of that nature. So I'm constantly going nonstop. And it's hard. It's draining on a relationship. And so that's the hardest part, is that what do you want to do? How successful do you want to become? Because there's really no shortcut and there's really no secret. It's hard effing work. And look, it's not for everybody. Some people say, well, I want a balance. I want a family life, and that's fine. I don't begrudge you for that. But I'm trying to secure 5 generations, and I'm starting with me. So I want my kids, my grandkids, my great-grandkids, my great-grandkids. I want them not to have to worry about anything. Now, I'm going to leave them enough money. Now, if they F it up, that's on them. But I am going to do my part to make sure my kids, my community, I'm gonna give Savannah State, I'm gonna give them their cut. I'm gonna make sure things that's gonna help my community flourish long after I'm gone, I'm gonna give them their cut. That's my purpose now. I finally understand what my purpose is. For the longest time, I really thought my only purpose was to play football, make sure get my grandmother out of that raggedy house. That was it. But over the last several years, God has given me a vision that I have a higher purpose than that.
Now, this is Blackout, so I got to ask, how you had a conversation in a relationship? I know my purpose, but you don't have enough time for when she wants to go out, right? Ladies, y'all don't want to be hearing that shit, right? So how do you have that conversation and still stay on your purpose and manage the relationship? Because the Lord knows I don't know.
That individual has to understand, and it's not easy. It's really not easy, and it's not for everybody. Everybody says they can be number 2 until they're asked to call to be number 2. Oh, I can do that. Oh, that ain't no problem. I'm going to support you. Then all of a sudden, things happen. Okay, I get an interview. I got to fly out of town, and I got to get this interview. Well, why? No. They don't work on your schedule. You work on the talent schedule. So when Cat Williams or Steve Harvey or whomever says I can do an interview on Thursday,
gotta be.
And I can do it on Thursday. Okay, I got to get on the flight and I got to go down there Thursday. So now I got to fly to wherever they are, wherever the interview is scheduled. I got to do that interview, but my guy right here, my creative guy, he's got his kit. We got to set that up because we got to do Nightcap also. So it's really difficult to have a relationship, but the question is, what's important to you? And right now, work is the most important thing to me, and I make no bones about that. I don't make any apologies about that.
And, you know, that clip that you had, I really resonated when you said that there is no balance.
No. There's no balance to greatness.
There's no balance to
Anybody that tells you they're balanced to greatness, they're not great. Look at LeBron James. LeBron James is a perfect example. Savannah says, I didn't want to be in the public eye. I want to support my husband and raise a family. Look at anyone that's ever achieved greatness. Now, I'm not talking about now. I mean, once you get 17, 20, 30, $100 billion, it's easy to sit back. But ask them that question when they were growing that company. Ask Jeff Bezos, where's their balance when he was taking losses for 10, 15 years on Amazon. Ask anybody that's ever grown anything, is there balance? There is no balance when it comes to greatness. And look, like I said, a lot of people say, well, Shannon, that's not my life. I want to have a normal 9 to 5. I want to see my kids grow up. By golly, go do you. I don't begrudge you, and I'm not going to judge you. But all I ask is extend me the same courtesy that I extend you by not judging you.
You've been around a lot of greats. Your brother, of course, Elway. Ray, what are some commonalities you see in those who were the greatest in sports and now in media in terms of work ethic?
Obsession.
Tell me more.
You hear stories, Kobe, LeBron, Mike, Jordan,
Brady.
all the greats, Oprah, no matter who, you hear the term obsession. When I talk to people that's in this space, Mr. Beast and everything, there's an obsession that comes along with being great. When you come work, tell me what your passions are. Man, you can't work for me. You can't.
Yeah.
You got to be passionate about something. I don't give a damn what it is,
Yep.
but I need you to be passionate about something. I need you to be obsessed, because what makes you jump out of bed? This is what makes me jump out of bed. I knew I was always going to be great at whatever I did because I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was what made me like, man, I can't wait to wake up in the morning and go practice and go play football. I go to bed with that same passion. Man, I can't wait to get up in the morning to do First Take. I can't wait to get up to do Nightcap. I can't wait to see who did the Bookers book this week for me to have on Club Shay Shay. Yes, I love talking to comedians, but I love talking to a lot of different people. And I think the thing that's really helped Club Shay Shay is that a lot of times people know me from sports, but if you notice, I don't have a whole lot of sports figures on.
Yeah.
And so you got to be obsessed. I mean, people that work for me, they are obsessed. They know that's the only way you can continue to work for me. I'm not afraid to move on because the train's I'm the driver. Now, if you want to ride, we going places, but I'll drop your ass off.
Facts.
You're one of the few athletes that have become more popular after sports, right? A lot of times people, once their career is over, they have like an identity crisis of trying to figure out themselves, right? How have you been able to reinvent yourself and be more relevant after your playing career than ever?
Because football was what I did. It wasn't who I am. And a lot of times when athletes, that's who they are. They're a football player. They're a basketball player. And everything, their fiber, their being is tied to that. That gave me an opportunity to get my family out of that environment. But I always knew I was so much more than that.
Yeah.
And so now I just apply the same skills, the same discipline, the same dedication, the same determination, the same obsession with I had in football to what I do now. And starting out, didn't make a whole lot of money in the podcast because I read a quote the other day that says, if you do more work than what you're paid, you'll eventually be paid more than work that you do.
Absolutely.
And so I took that. I remember he says if you work more than what you're paid, you'll eventually get paid more than the work that you do. I remember working a job 12 hours a day making $5.
Yeah.
I remember catching chickens $1 1,000, catching 16,000 chickens. I'm 8 years old and I'm
$1 1,000?
$1 1,000.
Crazy.
It was 8 of us. It was like me, my brother, 4 of my first cousins, and 3 other guys. We go into a chicken house. We take a flashlight. Now, mind you, we work from 7 until 6 o'clock. We get an hour off for lunch. We come home. We play basketball. My uncle would come pick us up. We work for the Claxton Poultry Plant. 9 o'clock, he come pick us up by 8:30, 8:30. It's going to take us an hour to get to wherever we go. And we go into Baxley, Blackshear, places like that. We wait, make sure it's dark. So about 9:30, we open up the chicken coop, the chicken house, put a flashlight, turn it upside down, and we come in, start catching chickens. 3 in one hand, 3 in the other. We'll clean out 16,000 chickens in about 4 hours. Go home, get home at about 1:30 in the morning. Hey, get some sleep, go to school, or work the summer job, because we did that year round. And so I was like, man, this is what I tell a lot of athletes and a lot of kids that I talk to. Work a lot of different jobs when you're young because it'll tell you what you don't want to do. If that thing is back-breaking as a child, imagine when you get 25. Imagine when you get 30. Imagine when you get 40.
Yeah.
If it's breaking your back as a child, you don't want no parts of that as an adult. And that's what it taught me. Catching chickens, loading watermelons, baling hay, picking up pecans, clipping onions, tomatoes. I don't want no part of that. With no insurance, oh, if you don't work, you don't get paid? Oh, hell no.
For real.